Hey everybody, it's the Me and My Boyfriend Nicole podcast. I'm Aurora.
And I'm the boyfriend, Nicole.
Hi!
Hi!
How's everybody doing that? Or morning or afternoon, whenever you're listening
Fabulous!
to this. So what are we talking about today, Nicole? Nicole?
Well, you see, procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other thing?
Escapism.
Obviously, I'm trying to escape that topic. And then, what was the other thing?
Being careful with where
Energy.
you're putting your energy or
Yes.
not putting it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. May the force be with you.
Always.
Yes. Always.
And always with you.
So,
Yeah, I
would you like to start with how we came up with this topic? Like late last night, like I think it was midnight, there was a phone call to you and it was a intervention. And I was like, I'm noticing a pattern and I'm having to be the adult in this situation. And I begrudge you for making me have to be the adult in this.
But didn't I not even deny you? And
You didn't deny.
I immediately owned up to it.
But I'm just going to say, can I say this? That you were talking about all your boys that, you know, are friends and all kinds of stuff. And I hope that's okay to say. And I was like, I think we might have hit a problem. I feel like you are using situations with men and relationships as a way to not deal with your shit.
And I said, yes.
And I was shocked. Oh, 1, I was right. 2, you admitted it. And 3, you admitted it. No.
I always admit when I'm wrong. Well, I won't say always.
Right.
But
I felt so bad though. I was like, oh, should I say this? But I'm like, if you see it, you should say it. And
Yeah.
I love you. And so I was like, if I feel this, then I really think I should say it to you. And I explained to you it was a mirror moment because I know I've done that in my life before. And in a weird way, I was kind of doing it because I have deleted all my dating apps. And
which so have I. Keep in mind, people, I've deleted all the apps. They've been deleted for like a week.
Okay. Well, and I deleted all of mine too before you. But
No. Mine was deleted before you.
But then you got back on.
Nope.
Okay.
Everybody I'm talking to now is before.
Okay.
Promise.
Okay. Give me crazy looks, but okay. But yeah, and I'm like, I felt like I may have stepped away from the crazy train of dating, right? And decided to deal with my shit and work on a bunch of stuff I needed to work on. Not just like me figuratively, but literally stuff I needed to do. And adulting so that I didn't have to deal with dating.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I need a break. People be making me crazy. Like, yeah. I need a break from all that. So I was like, so we're kind of like in the same, but different,
Yeah,
you know?
I would like, we're the same coin, just different sides.
Right. And I had told you in the previous 2 years that I've been dating, I've caught myself many, many times swiping endlessly just because I don't want to deal with anything else going on in my life. And this is like, ooh, you got a match. Oh, someone told you you're pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, someone wants to go out with you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like, you know, like playing, you know, arcade games or like playing like,
It's like
slot machines.
I say it's literally like a slot machine.
Like, woo! It even gives you the ding, ding, ding. You got a match. Like, yay, I'm winning. You know, so I had definitely checked out on a lot of stuff that I needed to do. And I'm sure a lot of people do that. If not with dating, video games, you know, or escaping even into music. Like anything that can be a positive can turn into a negative if we overindulge
100%.
or use it as a way to escape stuff.
Yeah.
And procrastination, how we all are guilty of this in one way or another, you know, and sometimes it may be a positive thing that we actually need to do or something that we enjoy doing. But when we start using it to avoid other things that we need to do but don't want to do, that's when we kind of need to step back and check things.
It's like you have to be really careful of finding that thing that gives you that moment of peace, right? Or like just let you check out just for a little bit, because there's nothing wrong with checking out, right? Like it's crazy, you're like, I just need a moment where I'm not thinking about my job, my friends, my family, like my relationship that I'm having problems with, whatever. Find that thing, but you got to be really, really careful that you're not using it to avoid things.
Yes. Yes.
And I was using other people, it is just my MO at this point, using other people's problems or their relationship. They were getting emotional support, but I was also getting, oh good, I can focus on you, I don't have to think about me. Oh, I don't have a job right now. It's easier to talk to you than to think about me not having a job right now. Oh, I've applied to like 20 places and I haven't heard back from any of them. Well, you know who doesn't reject me? Boys. So, yeah, I'm guilty.
Right? Give me all your problems and, let's work them out. However that may be.
Yeah.
Even in the back of a minivan. What? Okay.
That was before. Yeah, no. So.
Or on my couch. Let's do a therapy session.
Whatever you want. I'm down. Yeah, I was,
I'm just saying, I feel like that was your energy,
It definitely was, and it was funny. You called me out on that, and I kind of had that conversation with myself earlier yesterday. I was like, girl, if you were to listen to yourself right now, you've never been this boy crazy.
No, that's the only thing you're ever talking to me about.
I know, which is insane. So I really heard myself yesterday, I guess, for the first time. And I was like, oh, I don't even recognize myself,
You know what's so funny? Trinity and Hunter heard me talking to you, or I had talked to them about it, whatever. And Trinity immediately called me on that shit because she was like, I do believe that you're the one who made Aurora get on dating apps and open this whole Pandora's box of boys and stuff. And then you're turning around and telling her that's enough. And I was like, I'm not saying I didn't create the problem or bring in the chaos. It was with good intentions. Like, I want you to get out. Like, you want to meet people, you want to have a relationship, ultimately you want a family, everything. Well, you need to do this, even if it's just to get, your dick wet, whatever, But I just thought it was funny that she pointed that out. I'm like, why you always gotta blame me? Why come back on me?
To be fair, also with Trinity's point, because now I need to hurt somebody else because I'm hurt. No. I do believe there was a couple times where I've talked to you in the past couple years where it's only been about boys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not about anything else. So, I mean, we're all guilty of it, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I was working through some serious shit, okay?
Hey.
In my defense.
Hey, I'm
not
like jabbing. I'm not really coming for you. I'm calling out myself. No.
Yeah, right?
No.
But, it's one of those things, and I think so many times in life, as we talked about before, not only do we manifest whatever we're putting out there, like the chaos, the crazy energy or whatever, and we bring that back in, and people mirroring us in whatever energy we're in, but then again, it's like the whole every no is closer to your yes, it's like every person you meet, it doesn't matter if it goes good or bad or indifferent, it teaches you something else about yourself.
Yeah.
And in this moment, it was like, okay, I need to step back and just kind of figure out where I'm at, and what are my priorities and everything else. And not that any of those people, are doing anything but adding to your life. They're all wonderful people, but it's like, I need to focus on me for a minute and kind of handle my shit,
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't date at all, but it's like, okay, we need to get shit done between these times, making priorities and lists. Who, me? I can't believe I'm saying that. And schedule time for boy time,
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, and I'm guilty of this, of like, when
all or nothing? What?
Yeah. No, it's very Libra to me. Oh gosh, I'm one of those people. Like, I'm a Libra.
Like what? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Leo. I don't know.
It's one of those things that I personally have to be very careful, because like a scale, I can easily go one way to the other, like, and the other side is gone. Like, I will put all of my weight, all of my everything into one thing, and then the other side is abandoned, and I have to work to kind of equal that out. Like, I get very passionate about things, and that's my only thing. That's the thing I do. I have all these hobbies. I get really good at it, and then I'm over it. Like, that kind of thing. That's just who I am. And it's not a bad thing, because I usually do really well. It just, sometimes doesn't manifest the best when it comes to certain situations. And I'm the kind of person, you know me. When I have a job, I'm like, yo, that's my job. Like, I put all my energy into it. I really like doing it. I get passionate about it. If I don't have a job right now, all of that energy, manifestation, everything had to go somewhere. And it picked dating.
Right.
It was like, okay.
This feels good. You're pretty.
Yeah. And that's where it all went. So I wanted to talk about, you have to be very careful about idle energy. And it can easily go to the next closest thing. Good, bad, and different. You just make sure you're focused and living with intention. Because if you're not, someone will find that intention and use it. And by someone, I mean you, another person in your life.
Right.
Other things.
Right. And there's one other thing too with that is that when you choose, though, that you are going to allow yourself that, I hate to use the word guilty pleasure, you know, but if you're going to allow yourself that pleasure and you're allotting that certain time for it, that you allow yourself to really be happy in that moment.
Yeah.
And really enjoy that time and not feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, okay, I'm going to go on a date, or okay, I enjoy painting, you know, or whatever it is, and that you're going to do that and give yourself this time and just truly be in it and just really enjoy that moment and not be beating yourself up that you're not doing this other stuff you need to be doing.
Yes.
Because we need to have those things that do reward us emotionally, whether it is a relationship, whether it's girl time and we're going to go, you know, have pajama party and paint our nails or whatever, or whether it is that, you know, you love to work out and you're going to go work out or whatever. Like, do those things that you love, no matter what's going on in your life, because those are the things that are like the greatest rewards for our heart and our soul, our mind, it's for peace, everything else. And when you're doing it, truly enjoy it. And then when you need to put it away and do whatever else you need to do. But you need to give yourself those rewards and not feel guilty about it. Every day is a gift. No day is promised to you. Live each day to the fullest, you know, but make sure you get your shit done too, you know, so you're not feeling bad the next day.
Yeah, I think it's very important, like, for instance, wake up in the morning, I really want to start having my own, like, Aurora has 15 minutes where it's just sitting calmly, not really having anything to do. I can't allow myself much more. Anything longer than that, and I'm like I move on. But it's like when I'm making breakfast, I'm making breakfast. When I'm working, I am working. I'm not thinking about, oh, I wish I was doing something else. It's like, no, that's what my intentions and my focus are on, like really living in the moment and giving it my all. Because I'm always like, I could be doing something else, could be doing something else, could be doing something else. Oh, I'm not doing that thing. Oh, because I'm doing this thing. Like, and beating myself up. And that's one of the things I wanted to work on, is being kinder to myself. And I think a step in that direction is really living in the moment and giving myself all of that, like all of my energy into the one thing, and not living in the past or the future. Like I'm one of those people that I live in the past or the future and never living in the present. I think about the things I could have done or I could be doing, and not what I'm doing right now.
Well, for me, this past weekend, right? I took a trip with my sister, you know, and we took our kids and went to North Carolina and went to see the wild horses on the island and stuff. It was so nice. And there's two things. One, I caught myself being in that moment and already trying to plan another vacation, another moment. Yeah. And not being just enjoying that moment, you know. And my sister called me out on that. Yay, Cherie. Y'all remember her from Drunk Swiping. And I was like, oh, my bad. You know, totally. I'm here, right? And then there was another moment that she did this exercise with me. And of course, being her, she didn't tell me it was an exercise, you know, where I had asked her, I was like, hey, it was early morning, the kids are sleeping and we're having coffee out on the porch, you know, looking out into the bay and stuff. It was gorgeous with the sailboats and everything. It was so awesome. But I was like, hey, can I have just a few minutes about me, you know, just, you know, check in with me. Like I have some stuff I need to talk about. And she was like, sure. And so she was sitting there and I'm talking to her, right? And she didn't say anything. And it was just this awkward feeling for me. There was no, There was no, yeah, I understand. There was no, well, how do you feel about this? And I'm like, are you going to say anything? And she's just like, just quiet, right? And it was the weirdest sensation for me. Like, I needed her to respond some way anyway to validate whatever I was saying, which I can't even remember what it was now, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, this is the weirdest feeling. Like, and so I kept talking and working through my own things, of course, you know? But then it was just like, so are you going to say anything? And she's just like, you know, making motions, like, just keep talking and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on. Like, talk to me. So it was just this mind thing for me where, you know, I think we're all like this, but whatever. Where when you're having a conversation with someone else, like needing them to, whatever you're saying, to approve of what you're saying. And, or some feedback that they hear you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I had told you, I had listened to this thing before I went, from Will Smith, right? Hey, Will. And
we know you listen.
I know, right? Super fan. No, just kidding. Not really. So he had talked about what is love, right? And he spelled it L-U-V. And it was, L is for listening, you know, U is for understanding, and then V is validating, right? And I saw it was such a beautiful thing. And I felt it in that moment, like really felt it in that moment, my sister's love for me. And just allowing me to have that space. Because I had literally asked her if I could just talk to her for a few minutes about something, you know, having a moment. And she gave it to me. And then I felt awkward. She did exactly what I asked. And I think we're all guilty of this. She did exactly what I asked. And then when she did it, I didn't know how to respond. Because nobody's ever, like, done that.
Like, wait a minute.
Whoa, right? Whoa. Like, or maybe someone's done it, but I didn't recognize it, you know?
Right.
But it really hit home with me about that. About how when you truly care about someone, you know, showing them that, like even in our friendship, is listening to what they're saying, you know, letting them have your full attention, not feeling the need to say something back, but really giving them your full attention, understand what they're saying, like saying back to them what they said, and then validating that, saying, I hear you, you know, and everything. What a gift that is, and how good that feels, you know, like it was just such a moment for me, you know, and it really made me feel, and it was like 5 minutes, if that. It really made me feel like I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better lover, you know, literally and figuratively. Not that I love anybody right this second, but in doing that, you know, and being present and stuff, you know, and how that relates to this is the doing what you love to do, right? Spending time with people that you love to spend time with, still handling our shit, you know, and making sure that those moments when you're with those people you care about, really making it mean something and not feeling bad about it, and just enjoying the moment, just living in the moment, living in the now, living in love.
What we've been talking about for this entire podcast,
right? And how it all relates back to that, because those are the most beautiful moments of our life, you know. And it's just such a beautiful gift that's free to give to someone, you know. And she was talking about how she's taking this big yoga master class. She's a yoga instructor and everything, teacher. And how you have to do like volunteer time. And so that was something that she was going to do, you know, as a project for like the public and stuff. It's just putting a sign up saying, I'm listening, you know.
Yes. That's really
and just
powerful.
Donating that to people, you know, I'm listening. And I'm like, that's so beautiful. Like,
that's really
how many
powerful.
of us want to just be heard? Just 5 seconds, someone outside of your norm, you know, and just to be heard and what that feels like, you know. So yeah, that was a big moment I had this past week.
I think that's really interesting. One, that she didn't say anything, right? I think that's a very like powerful move on Cherie's part.
Go Cherie.
Go Cherie. Fuck them up,
girl,
Cherie.
she always like coming at you. And
Cherie
I'm like,
really do be coming at me sometimes where I'm like, all right, Cherie, leave me. Stop calling me out, Cherie. Leave me alone.
Yes, my baby girl. Yes.
No, it's like that moment of like when you just let someone talk, they'd be even surprised what they're saying. And people are trying to help you when they're like, okay, yeah. They're
I'm
like,
so guilty.
I'm guilty of it too. It's like I want you to know, like I'm engaged, like I'm listening to you. But it almost sometimes takes you out of your moment a little bit because you're like, oh, they heard me, and that interrupts your stream of consciousness, right? So it's really beautiful that she just let you talk out your thing, and you really got. I'm sure you got to the meat of it faster than you would have, is if she was like, tell me more. Tell me more. And I feel like you probably worked out your own problem.
Oh, I did. Totally.
And you didn't even need her. You just needed to say it out loud.
Yeah.
And have
to another soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
and know someone was there,
Mm-hmm.
hearing you, listening to you, but it was really about you. It wasn't about them. It was about you.
Mm-hmm. It was such a beautiful moment with my baby sister. So, any hoozle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
procrastination.
Some procrastination.
I'm so guilty of that.
I am 100% guilty of procrastination.
And you know what's so crazy is once you handle your shit and you do it, you feel so much better.
You're like, why did I
wait this whole time?
What am I doing?
And then I was feeling crappy during all this time that I was waiting because I wasn't doing A, B, C, and D.
When you could have just done it,
and then I could feel great.
Move on with your life. Yes.
I'm learning to handle my shit in 2021. That's the new me.
Yeah. And then you always, I don't know about you, but I always validate it. Like, I work best under pressure.
Oh, I always do that too.
like, but do you really though, bitch? Okay. Like, you know,
right?
What I mean?
Yeah. I'm like, that's another excuse.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, I have written some of the best papers of my life.
Me too. Under the gun. Under the pressure.
It's like
it's 11:50 and you got to get that in before midnight by 11:59. And I'm like, one more sentence. Perfection. Submit. Yeah.
I can't. Okay, really quick little story. My college roommate doesn't listen to this, but hey, Nate, what's up?
I love Nate.
Yeah, I love Nate.
Mm-hmm.
Nate and I had this African American studies class in college. We unintentionally took it together. We just so happened to be in the same class. And it was funny. He was like, bitch, you in this class? And I was like, yeah, bitch, you in this class? All right, bitch. Like, we were all really excited. People were looking at us like, what? I was like, we're roommates. Anyway, so that was one of the best classes of my life. I learned so much in that class about myself and culture anyway. So we had this assignment, right? Very first day, we knew about this assignment.
Oh.
Very first day. It was on the syllabus. Our professor talked about it. Everything. Nate and I both conveniently, quote, forgot about said assignment. Then we realized, oh shit, that's due. So we lived in Georgia at the time. We drove the day that it was due, mind you. We realized the day before it was due. We were like, oh shit. So the day before, on that Friday, we woke up early, like 6 o'clock in the morning, drove to Atlanta, did the Martin Luther King Jr. Museum, because we had to go to a museum, or some type of cultural something. Went there, went to the museum, did the whole thing, got back to our apartment, I think maybe about 10 o'clock in the morning. We both wrote that entire essay. I think it had to be like 7-10 pages or like something real long. And we were like, like, I'm pulling metaphors out of fucking thin air. Like, I'm painting a picture like Van Gogh and this shit. I'm like, this means this. This is metaphors for this. Nate's sitting on the couch next to me. He's like in his zone too. We're like, we both turn it in, right? We both get A's. We were like, yes, bitch, that's what procrastination looks like. Woo!
And you know what the worst part of that is? It just reaffirms that you do the best under pressure. Every time you succeed at that bullshit,
exactly.
Which is a mirror, I do the same thing. Then you're like, see, I'm good waiting till the last minute. I should do that. So it's like you're getting rewarded.
Exactly.
For that behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And how many times does that happen in life?
Oh, why do you think I still do it? Because clearly it works.
Right?
But does it really?
Does it really? It gives your heart a heart attack feeling, right? I'm like, oh, you took years off your life.
The panic.
Right? Alone. That stress.
But I was thinking, I'm like, is it really rewarding me? It's a fake win.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, oh, I did really well. But it's like I had so much anxiety and stress in that one day that it probably did shave a year or two off of my life. Let's be honest. But I was like, how many times have I done that of, it'll all work out. I always make it work, because I do always make it work. But it's like part of the thing of me being kinder to myself is actually giving myself time to do a good job. Mm-hmm. That's another thing of like, okay, Aurora, sure, you work well under pressure, but like, why not give yourself the most amount of time to really create like this magnum opus of beauty about everything? like, why can't everything be your best work? And, like, kind of strive towards that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of,
everything's on fire! Run, bitch, run!
yes. So I'm going to try really hard not to do, you know, procrastinating things, which one of them is really allotting myself time of, like, this is playtime, this is work time, you know, things like that. And you and I are going to work on that together. And I think part of it is, like, having a really good friend that's kind of also going through the same thing. Mm-hmm. And you guys just holding each other accountable, you know.
Oh, we definitely call each other on our shit.
Oh, girl.
Right? And we try and do it in the kindest way. I feel like you're always kinder to me. I hope I was kind last night.
You hadn't said anything I hadn't thought of, so I didn't really...
Okay. I was like, ooh, I really don't want to poke the bear, but I feel like the bear is on fire, and I don't want to pee on her, but I need to sprinkle some water on her. I took it in stride. You were excellent about it. I was more afraid to say anything, but I was more afraid not to say anything. Because I'm like, as your friend, as caring about you, I'm seeing this, not literally you're on fire, but I'm seeing something that will upset you later. And so I kind of wanted just to say something now. And it's always that feeling of, you know, are they going to shoot the messenger?
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like when you really love someone, you care about them. If you see something they care about and it in some way is being neglected, or that they're doing something that doesn't go in line with their goals in their life,
and especially,
or their importance.
I think what made it better, that maybe softened the blow, is... I know, you said to me, you're like, I know who you are, I know what kind of person you are, and I feel like you are not living to your full potential, and I feel like you're not acting like yourself. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Right? I feel like you became me.
Yeah.
And I became you.
Yeah. We definitely have been going through a role reverse.
Right? I'm like, I've been adulting over here and I'm all by myself.
Yeah. I feel, kind of what we were talking about last week. I feel like, you know, I shotgunned you forward. And then I kind of got left behind a little bit.
Right.
And then now you're shotgunning me forward. Like, it's just, you know, give and take, back and forth. Beautiful.
It's a healthy relationship.
What? The healthiest relationship I'm in right now. We're not even having sex.
I know, right? That's the way it always is. It's one or the other. Intimacy or intimacy. Why can't I have them both? That's the goal.
That's the
Touchdown.
Goal. No, I think, you know what's funny?
What?
You and I are such mirrors for each other. We've been going through the same thing. We both found somebody with the same birthday, all kinds of stuff. Like, it's been insane. We both haven't started our periods around the same time.
Bitch, you're just saying everything.
I'm just being honest.
She's putting it out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, pretty couch. Okay.
Yes. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, I feel like I found my soul sister in you.
Yes.
And you were put in my life to really help me, like, become my best. I just wanted to take a minute to, like, thank you on that.
I love you.
I love you too.
Hearts and kisses. XOXO. And ditto, boo.
Yeah. I just want to take a moment.
I love you.
Say I love you. Who was I talking to? Hold on. Oh, yeah.
That was an evil laugh.
It was a while ago when he said this. It was someone from the past. Like,
do we have a nickname for him?
I can't remember it.
Okay.
I'm gonna mouth it to you. No one else needs to know. Yeah. He was like, you do realize the majority of the podcast is you just, Nicole, telling each other how much you love the other one.
Don't be hating past. Oh, I believe you had a new person telling you that they was going to be the new Nicole for you. Yeah. They was going to replace me. I didn't even get upset. Not even the least.
No, Nicole didn't get upset at all.
I didn't feel the need to.
No, she basically
claim my territory.
Pissed all over me.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say. It's that lion thing. I can't help it. It's that Leo thing. I'm like, that's mine.
Turns out the other one's a Leo too. So good freaking luck.
I claimed you first.
I know.
I know there's things I can't do for you, but
I even made that joke with that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Side note.
Anyway.
Any hoozles.
Another form of escapism. It got too close, so now we're like, let's make a sex joke. Avoidance.
That's our way.
Procrastination.
What? We're just being an example for the people.
Yeah. But I feel like everybody kind of struggles with using something else to not deal with that problem.
Right.
Procrastinating till the freaking cows come home.
Right.
And you're like, oh, fuck, where are my cows?
Well, and we talked about this earlier about the fact that it's, metaphorically.
Yeah.
Like, I know that my house is on fire. Mm-hmm. However, you need me to help you move.
Yeah.
So I'll handle mine later.
Yeah, it's fine that all my shit's burning. It's fine.
But let me make sure that I double bubble wrap your shit.
Yes.
And put it up for you because I don't want to deal with my shit,
Mm-hmm.
It's
like, oh, is that a family heirloom? God, no. Yeah, no.
Well, I didn't really like them anyway. No. Oh, too much honesty. No.
For sure.
So I'm like, we all have our things. Mm-hmm. We've all been guilty of all of these things.
Yeah.
And that's where we share it, so you don't feel alone in your own bullshit. But no, I think when you care about someone, you tell them, hey, I see this, and I'm, just bring it up to you because I know that that's not your main direction, or I know that that's not something that you will feel good about later.
Yes.
And by all means, you can tell me to go fuck myself anytime you need to.
I think you even did say that. You can tell me to go fuck myself, and I'm like, okay.
No, I'm like, that's always an option. If I love you, you can tell me that. And I'll be like, all right, I'm going to go back to my corner. Maybe I'm wrong. I know I'm not, but maybe I am. Let me just go over here and get in the fetal position where I belong.
No, I feel like you and I have a good enough friendship that when we say things to one another, you and I recognize it's not from like I'm attacking you, I'm trying to hurt you or anything. It's very much like, I care about you so much. I love you. I just want you to succeed,
Right.
That kind of thing. So I think part of it is that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's that I want to keep you in a warm, fuzzy little bundle and keep you safe and stuff, even from yourself.
Nah, bitch, we're like Michael Jackson up in this hoe. We throwing babies off of balconies and blankets.
Oh my God, no you didn't. The Aurora part of us is doing that, okay? The Nicole part of us is swaddling the baby, going, it'll be okay. We'll find you a new mommy and daddy. So.
Hey, when I dropped you, you were warm in the blankets.
Why are you talking about my childhood like that?
That's what friendship is.
Ooh,
I don't know what made me think of that.
I don't know either, but it was pretty epic. Okay. So.
I feel like that kind of goes along. Nicole called me out today, for real.
I did?
Yeah.
What did I do now?
And it was funny. All I could do was laugh. You're like, you're really in your masculine energy right now.
Yes.
And I was like, you're really in your feminine energy right
Dude,
now.
you had your dick out on the table and you were like in superhero stance, like, roar. I think your voice even got a little deeper, right? And I was like, oh. And then I'm over here in my fuzzy coat, like bending into myself, playing with my hair. And I'm like, I'm just a little girl. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, we have switched roles where you're really the boyfriend now.
Yeah.
Like, I am, which is still platonic, people. We've never been together. If you're just now listening, okay? We are just friends. It was a joke. The whole naming of the show. I'm just letting you know. Catch up, people. Go back to episode 1. But anyway, no, we've really switched roles where, I am so in my feminine energy now, and embracing it. And
like, look at you right now. You're all leaned back. Like, your legs are closed. Like, you're being all cute with your hands are all folded.
I know, right? Playing with my hair.
Yeah, you
my
look very beautiful.
Pillow.
Meanwhile, I'm like leaned over, like very intense, like looking at you. My legs are spread. Like, I'm like, let's do this.
Right?
Let's have this
I'm
conversation.
Like, oh, I feel like you're like hunting me. What?
Very intense.
Or you're the bouncer at the door. You're like, come in here. I got you, boo.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like
it is funny,
right? But I love this side of you. I've never seen it before, and it's like I'm so excited. I told you, like, I just see you glowing all the time. You're like, you found your power, and you're like, I'm out and I'm proud. Bring it, bitch, And I'm like, oh. Yeah. So I'm like, ooh, look at you. I'm like, I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. I like that song.
I'm like, I'm really enjoying just loving life and loving the people that are in my life and just Just enjoying being.
Mm.
I know, right?
You sound like me.
I know, right? And I'm like, and I don't feel guilty about it at all. I'm just like, I just wake up and it's like, I'm Cinderella and there's like birds chirping and flying around me and singing to me. And I'm like, la, 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 it's such a beautiful day. Like, yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm coming in and I'm like, where's the broom? Let's sweep
Fee, fi, fo, fum. And I'm like, how can I help you?
I'm like, get back to cleaning.
Right? Okay. La, 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 la. Yeah.
No, but I feel like it's been a really positive turn of, I'm really asking myself, like, what do you want? What are you doing? You have all the time in the world to decide now. Mm-hmm. Let's make some decisions.
Let's make some shit happen.
Let's make some shit happen.
Right? And I'm over here going, everything always works out.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Oh my gosh.
It's a beautiful day.
We really have switched roles.
Right? Girl, I'm like, I don't stress nothing no more.
Uh-huh.
I just feel amazing. I am feeling me some me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I am madly in love with me. And
Treat
I am
yourself.
not feeling guilty about it at all. Like, I deserve this love, Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I love my peoples. I love my house. I'm like, I love my hair. I just love. And you can either love with me or love the door you're going out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not even going to feel bad. So, yeah. We still very emotional too. But we okay. We loving that too. We loving that we have no more emotions. So.
That's all right, baby. You stay back. I'll go hunt.
All right. You got this, boo. So, yeah. Just happy. Mm-hmm. I'm so happy.
You look so cute.
Thank you.
That giggle. Oh, no.
Life is so wonderful.
Oh, I know why you got that voice on.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm really going to need you to step the fuck back for a second.
I'm not going to call you out. I wasn't even going to say it. Now,
I've had a really nice day.
I'm sure you have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, anywho.
Mm-hmm. Who's
I would really like some falafel. Anyway. So, life is great.
Life is great.
Life is what you make it.
It sure enough is.
Who knew that was really true?
You ever think about sometimes people say, like, it seems like useless shit. Like, you can't have flowers without the rain. You can't have
Right? You can't love anyone else. Do you love yourself? That's the big one.
It just sounds like so, like, okay,
Cliche.
bitch, like cliche, stupid. Yeah. But yo, some cliches are cliches for a reason.
Right.
And when you really hear them, they're like, damn, I feel really called out right now.
Right.
Like, we have a little pile of fortunes on our table.
We do. On the dragon.
The dragon.
The dragon glass table.
Yeah.
Who's got the weight of the world on him?
Literally. Thanks.
I know, right?
Thanks, Sheree.
What's the fortune you've pulled out?
Yeah, you said that you finally really understood it. I just want to kind of touch on this. It's like, it is a silly fish that is caught twice with the same bait.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of feel like that.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, the first time we read that, I didn't understand what that is. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I read it today when we were getting ready to do our podcast today, and I was like, ooh, I get that now. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, when it comes to dating, you know, like everybody knows I hadn't dated for a long time, a couple decades, whatever, shit happens. And all of a sudden get back into dating, it was like being like a teenager, early 20s, whatever. Like, I hadn't done it in so long, I didn't... I had to learn it all over again. And there's so many things that people say and do to you that will happen to you over and over and over again, those cycles, until you realize it, and it's like, once you've been through something, then you see it for what it is. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard for someone to take advantage of you and do that again.
Right.
Know?
Yeah.
Or in any lessons in life, that was what it meant to me. What did it mean to you?
It just made me think about, okay, so I've been in this situation a couple times in my life where I felt like I had this big empty hole, right? And then I filled it, but instead of using, like, doing it the right way, I filled it with, like, gravel and rocks, but I didn't pour any cement. So that when it all fell out of the bottom, I was surprised that I still had a hole. So when I'm saying it's a silly fish, it's like you are still repeating the same behaviors that you find yourself caught in every single time, but you're not actively doing anything to be different. So you're still in the same situation over and over and over and over. And I'm like, okay, like, this is really do or die now. Mm-hmm. Like, really, honestly. So what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. So that's where I feel like I have been kind of coming into my energy now, where I'm like, I really do have to make a decision. And I've never really been this, like, aggressive about my life before. I really feel like it's a turning point. And I feel like this podcast has kind of made me kind of come into myself and own that power and really be proud of who I am.
Oh, baby. Aww. Baby girl.
Yeah.
Right? And then as you're saying that, it made me think of something else too with that, with that little saying there. In the fact of, if you know it doesn't feel good, mm-hmm. yeah, you keep doing it and expecting a different outcome, mm-hmm. you know, like the procrastinating.
Yep.
You know that nervous feeling and how it's going to feel waiting till the last minute, yet we keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it might work out, but why put yourself in that situation in the first place? Mm-hmm. That's like, we always go back to this, like with dating, right? You see those red flags right away.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I shouldn't do this because this feels so much like the past. Yes, like before. Yeah,
it's different this time.
Yeah, exactly. And you know it's not. And that's where I've told you over the last couple of years, I've had so many first dates because now I'm like, ooh, Satan, get back. You know, like not that people are evil, but I'm just saying for me, whenever I start to feel that, like I go out with someone or something happens and I'm like, okay, I've done this before. Mm-hmm. It's not that you're not a good person or that there's anything wrong with you. You're just not right for me.
Yeah.
Because I've already done this and I can't do this again, mm-hmm. you know? Or it's going to put me in a certain mindset or situation or whatever. And I've moved past that, you know? And that's where I'm at. I'm like, I just can't repeat the past. You know, I'm like moving forward, always moving forward. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't feel good, I'm not doing it anymore, mm-hmm. you know? And the whole, I want to add to your life and you add to mine and I don't want to take anything away.
Yeah.
You know? And it feels so good because it's so simple now, mm-hmm. you know, it's so simple and it's not good or bad. Like we've talked about.
It just is.
It just is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and it's not marking people off right away.
No.
You know, it's having discussions, you know, and talking about things and being open and honest. Like, is that what you meant? Mm-hmm. You know, because if it is, that's fine, but it's not what I'm wanting in my life. Mm. And that's okay. Like 7 billion plus people in the world, you know?
Yeah.
There'll be somebody else, you know? But then when you do find that soul that matches yours, mm-hmm. that you want to invest in, that just feels so bright and so right and, you know, matches your energy and where you're at in life, mm-hmm. you know? It's just like this overwhelming, just thankful feeling.
Yeah.
Yes. Almost a rejoicing of, I'm not crazy. You know what I mean? Like, okay, maybe I am, but you match my crazy, you know, or whatever, where it just this acknowledgement that there's another soul in the world that's like yours, mm-hmm. you know, and it's like, oh, thank you. Whether it's just this one moment we have together mm-hmm. or whether, you know, we keep seeing each other, you know, it's just like, it just feels so good that someone else matches your energy, that someone else understands where you're coming from, that mm-hmm. someone else has this light in themselves, you know, and that, you know, it's like, okay, I just really appreciate this one moment because you're like me.
It's
you know?
validating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And whether that's in a romantic relationship, a friendship, you know, even in a work situation, whatever, in the line at grocery store, somebody else likes the same thing you do, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like it feels so good to get that validation.
Yeah.
That someone else feels the same way you do, you know? That's one of the reasons I appreciate our friendship so much is mm-hmm. that we definitely validate each other, mm-hmm. but,
without enabling.
Yes. Yes.
There's a difference.
There is. I feel like you just scolded me, but anyway,
I'm not scolding you. I did do the finger. That was
you
very
did the
aggressive.
finger. You did the finger.
I was doing the finger to the people, not to you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It was.
She pointed at me and she's like, without enabling.
No.
And I'm like,
sorry. I meant it up. I'm sorry. It
remember, we're in our girl energy. We're gonna.
You're very sensitive.
No, but yeah, I'm just like, there's so many beautiful moments in life, you know, that sometimes we just walk by and don't even think about, and it just feels so good when you feel good and you have a moment, whether you're in your car hearing that song play and you dancing and singing along, you know, whether you having that perfect dessert. And you're just like, yes, like you're making love to it, like you have a food orgasm, you know, whatever it is, just like enjoy that moment. Or if you're having that perfect cup of coffee, you know, with a friend and just having an amazing conversation that touches your soul, just being thankful in that moment, saying thank you to the universe and allowing yourself to be present in that is just such a beautiful thing. Like there's so many beautiful moments we have every day, you know, and just love it.
Yeah. You've been doing that with people and like dating. I've been doing that recently with careers. I've gotten a couple job offers.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, sure, I could have made it work. And it would have been fine. I would have been successful.
I'm not laughing at you.
What?
I was just thinking. Go ahead.
What were you thinking? Let me finish my thought and then you tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're going to say it. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I got the job and I was like, man, I could do this. But I'm like, I'm going to want to quit in a couple weeks because I realize it's not right. And I'm really proud of myself of like not just like taking the scraps that people are offering me and be like, no, Aurora, like you deserve more. Like do the thing that like you're really excited and passionate about. Find that thing. And I'm really proud of myself of like having those conversations with myself and really allowing myself to say no.
Yes.
Which can be really scary.
Right? I was just laughing because you're like, I don't have a job and I'm getting job offers and I'm saying no to them.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that sounds crazy.
Right? But it's not though, because that's that thing. We've been in those patterns before where we're like, I'm just going to take this for a little while. I know it's not the right one, but I need something right now.
Yeah.
We do that in relationships too, right? I'm just going to do this just for a little while, but I'm not going to stay. And next thing you know, you've been there how many years?
It's extreme.
You're working, well, what about you at that one job where you worked
3
for, 3 years.
3
years. And
Miserable.
you hated it.
Miserable.
And yes, and you're constantly wanting to quit and move on. So, but now you've been sucked in. You make so much money at it.
Yeah.
Like you've moved up the ladder. Everything else, and you're invested in something that you hate. That is ripping your soul out. Yet you're staying. And so now when we see those neon signs, for me it's relationships, for you it's jobs right now, you're like, no means no. No, I'm not gonna do it, you know? And it is the same, but it's different. You know? But it's like, no, I'm not going back. Always moving forward, you know? And I can make it a little bit longer till the right thing comes along. You know? Yeah. I can, you know, do a Lyft or do Uber or whatever, you know, I can, you know, pawn some shit, whatever you're doing, you know, to make ends meet till the right thing comes along, you know. I'm like, I can focus on me until the right person comes along that I want to invest time in, you know, because I'm like, I'm not settling, you know. And there's something my son Hunter had said, which we've talked about, is he was talking about when you know where you want to be at, where the goal is, right? Then you plan your path for that, right? This is the journey I'm going to take. And when you start to get off, even just a little bit going, okay, it's not really what I want, but it's nice and shiny, so I'm going to go over here a little bit. You are changing the trajectory of your life. And every time you make a little bit, I'm just going to turn a little bit more right. I'm going to turn a little bit more right. And the next thing you know, you're not even on target anymore. And you've totally lost sight of your goal. And that you have to be conscious in your life and make sure that you're always moving towards your goal, always staying focused on your target, whatever it is.
I feel very called out right now.
No, I'm just saying.
No, it was good.
You know, that he said that, and I'm like, and it really touched my heart and soul. Because I'm like, that's so true. Whatever it is. Like, if you're wanting, you know, to be a star athlete, or if you're wanting that perfect relationship, or whether you're wanting that certain job, or whatever it is, you know, you really, really, really have to stay on target and always have that goal in mind. Because if not, you can so easily
get off track.
Yeah. The littlest thing.
No, when I say feel very called out right now, this happens to me during the podcast, and I hope it happens for other people too. Like you'll be saying something, or even I'll be saying something, and I'll really hear it, and then I'm like, oh, Oh. Oh, no.
Right?
Oh, no. No, 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 no.
Oh, that hit home. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I hope that happens to other people too when they're listening to it. I know it has. A couple of people have told me, like, when that was said, that really meant something to me. So, yeah, no, hearing that again.
So our pain helps people.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Me bearing my soul.
Right?
And
being naked before the world.
Yeah.
On the cross. Oh, no, wait, that's a different podcast.
You need Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus. But yeah, no, I'm like, okay.
No, you know what I mean?
I
or what
do.
he means?
I do know what he means.
Yeah, because you make these little
concessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
These little things. Okay, just this one time.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's not really that big a deal. We know in the back of our mind it is, right? And so it's like, next thing you know, you're detouring the whole way off the fucking highway.
Yep.
And you're going this way. And you're like, how did I end up here? Bitch, you know exactly the date, the time, the stamp, everything that you was wearing, what you ate that day, everything when you made that decision that I'm just going to go over here for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And now you miserable.
Yep.
And which goes back to if you're not happy doing what you're doing, whatever it may be, do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because life is short and no day is promised to you. So make every day count.
Exactly.
And love your life. Fall in love with your life. Love everything about it. And if there's something you don't, change it. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. And having a plan. And then if you want to change a plan, change a plan. It's okay. But make sure you got a plan. Me, I'm saying that. You know I'm type B. I ain't got no plans, right? But now I got a plan. No, but have a plan. Have goals. Have things you're working towards. We talked about that a ton of times, you know. Don't wait till the last minute. That's a new side note.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And hold yourself accountable, but also always celebrate yourself.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you did the best you could.
Yeah.
You did the best you could. And you made it to the end of the day. And love yourself. Okay? And then wake up the next morning saying, it's a new day. Mm-hmm. Let it go. What we going to do today, butterfly?
Yeah.
Let's fly. You know?
It's that concept of like every single time you say something or have something negative, follow up with 2 positive, right? It's like always keep that ratio.
Yeah. Try not to say negative things.
No,
to yourself.
I know, but it's like one of those things of like, okay, you had that moment with yourself, like, hey girl, that wasn't the best decision. I know you were doing the best you could, but like, let's do better in the future. Like, but think about all the good things that you did for yourself today.
Yes.
And celebrate that and acknowledge it, but like, okay, but you did good today still at the end of the day. Have that net, like that net profit.
Well, and we always talk about, which we've talked about several times this time, living in the now, living in love. And there's that other big one, living in gratitude.
Yes.
You know, being thankful for what you have, you know, and what you've done. And thanking yourself for who you are and that you have made it to this point in your life. I don't care where you are. You are here. You are in this moment. You are beautiful. You deserve love. You deserve all the best. You know, like see yourself. Be thankful for yourself. You know, thankful for the body that you're in that has got you to this point, you know?
Yeah.
Thankful for your mind that you have, you know? Like your heart, your soul, just living in that and loving yourself, you know? And it's your life. Do whatever you want with it. Make it count. For you, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know? You're worth it.
Ooh.
Right? If you don't think you're worth it, who else is going to think that? That took me 46 years to learn. But I'm just saying, you know, and once you get there, it's like, like I almost feel high all the time. Not that I've ever been high, but I imagine that's what it would feel like.
Oh yeah, okay, you've never been high. Okay, girl.
I'm high on life, girl.
Yeah, every single time anybody, I'm just high on life. I'm like, so where's the Bob Marley poster?
On the door. But anyway, no, but I just feel so good. Like it just feels like this like nice soft nest, like cocoon, and I'm just like rolling around in my fuzzy wuzzy, you know, life, and I'm just like, I love me. I love you. I love everything. Yes.
Yes.
Why are you looking at me crazy?
I'm not looking at you crazy. Was it looking at you crazy?
It felt like it.
I'm just like, she's so cute. I can just see you like hopping out that window and starting to dance in the snow, like.
Girl, I'm like, I still want to run outside and dance in the rain and be like, ooh, I'm
it's cold as shit here. You're dancing in the snow, okay?
Okay, snow. I'm a snowbird. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a really great note to end on.
My hippie, dippy
Yeah.
self.
Dancing in the rain.
Right?
Anyway.
Make all your moments count. Have moments.
Have moments.
Love your life. Love yourself.
And live in the now in the sense of don't procrastinate your life.
Mm-hmm. Make the
Don't
list.
procrastinate your
Check
life.
it off. Handle your shit. You will feel better. Then give yourself some ice cream because you deserve it.
Yeah.
You earned it.
Yeah.
Whatever that ice cream may be. Or whoever it may be. I don't know. Whatever makes you happy.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just saying.
Anywho.
Enjoy. So, yes. So, we love the peoples. We love you all.
Yeah.
You are beautiful. You are perfect. I don't care. I'm saying you perfect. You perfect just how you are. So, enjoy it. Love you.
Love you now.
Right? And love everybody around you. Like, you have a life. You are here.
Mm-hmm.
You are meant to be here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You are. And, you know, I thank you for being a part of our lives and listening to this show, and sharing in this with us. And I just hope you really hear us and really know that you count in every way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So have a beautiful, wonderful, sparkly, beautiful day.
Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes.
On YouTube and iTunes and Spotify.
And wherever you're listening to
Wherever
us.
you listening.
And the beautiful Wonderland.
Yeah. And I just want to say we love you guys.
Yes, thank you. Feel free to leave comments. So,
yeah, Nicole and I enjoy reading them.
we do. We love you.
Even if we don't respond, it's we talk about the comments.
Right. We enjoy them.
We see you.
Yes, we do see you.
We see you.
We see you seeing us seeing you.
Amen.
Amen. All right. Well, peace out. Have a beautiful day. Happy Monday, and we will see you again.
Yeah, next week. Bye.
Bye.